Hello Sagittarius, and welcome to my channel Tarot by Gabrielle. This is going to be a general reading for Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus placements, looking at your recent past, your current energy, and your immediate future, answering the question, what do you need to know right now in order to move forward in alignment with your higher self to create the life that you deserve and desire. Friendly reminder that these are general readings and they are not here to resonate fully for everyone, and they won't resonate fully for everyone, so do please remember to take what does resonate and helps your personal situation and leave what does not. Last thing is that any information on the extended reading or on booking a personal reading or coaching session with me is in the description box below. All right, we're going to jump in. We're looking at your past, present, and future energy. With oracle cards first, we're going to get the overall energy, and then we'll dive deeper into the story with tarot as we progress. So let's start, Sagittarius, with the overall energy of your guys' recent past. What has Sagittarius been dealing with? I like when the cards turn all the way over or hit the table. So, all right. Confidence is your key to success with surrender to the divine. And then you have work through your fears. So this recent past energy, very heavy on this fear energy. I feel like there were a lot of things, or maybe have been for a while, just a lot of things that have really reflected back a lot of your fears. Fears such as I'm always going to be alone and I'm never going to find the love that I deserve, or I'm always going to struggle financially, or I'm never going to have the success that I desire. Like, I feel like you've been experiencing situations that have made these fears almost feel just like 100% correct. They're not, but sometimes it can be hard to differentiate between an experience and a truth. So I feel like in this past energy, there was probably a lot of struggle, probably a lot of setbacks, obstacles, challenges, and maybe even those words don't even really cover it. But I do, with this confidence is your key to success, feel like the universe is moving you toward good things, toward the outcomes that you deserve and desire. I just feel like you've kind of been, pushed to, like, through a lot, I feel like, to get to these outcomes, and sometimes that can make you start to wonder, like, whether or not it's even worth it. All right, current energy for Sagittarius. Show the world the real you. You and your loved ones are safe, and a new start is coming. So you are absolutely heading toward some sort of new start that I feel like you're deeply desiring. Something that I feel like brings a lot of relief, because with this, you and your loved ones are safe. That's typically this energy that there is a lot of anxiety, or again, just fear that you're dealing with and that you're working through. The show the world the real you card is definitely that reminder to stay true to, like, who you are and what you deserve, which can be really hard when it just feels like no matter how hard you try, things aren't going your way. But I feel like that show the world the real you card is really about staying true to yourself. In your truth, like staying true to your truth too. I think that when we're experiencing a reality that says, like, you're not good enough, or you can't have the things that you deserve and desire, or it's not possible, or, you're not supported in it, or whatever the case is, it's really difficult to stand tall in the truth of, I am deserving, it is possible, the universe does have my back. But the more that we can stand in the truth to which we wish to acquire, instead of the truth to which is being reflected, the more that we actually create it. So I do feel like you're kind of going through, I don't like the word test, because I think that it's this, sometimes that word test can be like the universe is putting you through obstacles and challenges and going, like, are you strong enough? Can you get through? The way that I really see like us kind of going through trials and tribulations is more us facing in real time our fears, doubts, and insecurities, and, having to overcome them, because that's the whole reason that we're here. And the universe kind of crossing its fingers and going, you got this, come on, keep moving forward. We believe in you, things of that nature. So I do feel like this is that reminder that the universe does have your back, that the things that you do deserve and desire are absolutely possible. And I do feel like you are moving toward them, again, like I said. But I also at the same time feel like it's going to be absolutely imperative for you to keep standing tall in your truth. and your truths as you progress on this journey. So what does Sagittarius need to know moving forward? Hold your vision. Nothing will come of this situation. Step out of your comfort zone. This nothing will come out of this situation isn't saying like you're not going to get anywhere. That's not what this is saying. Because I feel like I said that and I feel like I immediately felt this energy of like, oh. I feel like what it is ultimately saying is that when we are on a journey to whatever it is that we desire, there is just as much an equal possibility that things can happen as there is that they can't. And whatever one we choose to focus on, the reasons that it is possible that we can get there, that we are enough, that we are deserving, the more that we create it, the more that we focus on all of the reasons that we aren't enough, that it's not possible, that we can't get there, the more that we won't create it. And nothing is ever going to be able to be created in our reality or in our world unless we are willing to hold on to the vision and the belief that it can happen. And I think that a lot of times it's hard because that feels sometimes like you're like faking it till you make it kind of thing, where you're looking at what you've been through or what you've experienced and you're saying, it's hard for me to believe that these things are possible, that I can be happy, that I can experience love, that I can find success and freedom and all these things. But I'm going to choose to believe in it anyway. And I think that the more that you're willing to push yourself out of your comfort zone, coming from the belief that things can work out, the more you're going to create the things that you do deserve and desire. So I feel like Spirit is saying, yeah, these things are possible. But, despite what you've been through and despite what you've experienced and all of the reasons that you have to believe that they're not possible, I feel like you're being asked to tap into, whatever truths you wish to acquire. Our life is going to be a reflection of the truths to which we decide to believe. So if you're going to believe that, again, you can't get there, it's not possible, you're not enough, you're not supported, all those things, you are going to see a reality that is 100% reflected in that, or that 100% reflects that. If you want to create a different reality for yourself, if you want different outcomes, you got to believe differently. You have to think differently. You have to act differently. And those things, those change in beliefs and actions and behavior will push you to different things. A lot of times people will kind of like do the same thing over and over again and expect a different result. And I feel like this is about, allowing yourself to step into a new direction, or like allowing yourself to do things a little bit differently, to create, whatever it is that you deserve and desire. But I feel like there's probably more to it than that. That was just overall energy. So let's look at what we've got here for the overall theme of this reading. I feel like this usually helps provide me with some depth and clarity on the reading. So what does Sagittarius need to know in order to move forward in alignment with their higher self? Death card. Boundaries past life. All right, so let's be real. That's what this is about. Spirit's getting real in this reading. Your old way of doing things, the ways of doubting yourself and living in fear and believing your insecurities, it's not working anymore. I feel like that's why you're moving into some sort of new beginning, is because you're changing. I feel like this is, you kind of are stepping into not just like a new beginning and necessarily a job or a career or relationship or something like that. It feels more like a new beginning in your life. And essentially it's like a new way of living. That's what this feels like, or what you're being asked to step into in order to create change. I feel like it's, I really have learned that if nothing ever changes, nothing ever changes. And it's true. If we don't change, again, our beliefs, our habits, the way that we think, the way that we speak about our reality, the way that we show up, nothing's ever going to change. And I feel like this is about looking within and seeing how your behaviors or your actions or your decisions are reflecting limiting beliefs, and how you can align your behaviors, actions, and decisions with unlimiting beliefs, with the belief that the things that you deserve and desire are absolutely possible. But yeah, like death to a past life almost, or maybe even death to a past version of you. I do feel like you're, and not in a bad way, like in a good way, almost like you're evolving, or you're stepping into kind of a new version of you, which is going to lead to a new version of your life. And it's not like everything you love or care about is going away, or that, you know, that you're going to lose all of who you've been. That's not what I'm saying. But I do feel like it's kind of closing out one phase, one cycle, and allowing another one to begin. So let's dive a little bit deeper here, Sagittarius. Let's look at this past energy. What has Sagittarius been dealing with? Ooh, the Empress in reverse. Hierophant. So this is some sort of an awakening to a truth or to a reality. Four of Wands with Page of Swords. Do I like this? I like the Sagittarius. Okay. It's kind of like reaching a breaking point in a way. You know, getting to a point where you basically go, enough's enough. I can't keep doing this. I can't keep living like this. I can't keep staying in these places, whatever kind of resonates with you. Just kind of getting to a point where you're like, I cannot take this anymore. So you have the Empress in reverse, the Hierophant, Four of Wands, Page of Swords, Knight of Cups in reverse with the Justice. And I feel like awakening to, because sometimes we ignore how things really are. Like we ignore that we're not being treated well, or that sometimes we'll even, ignore that we're not happy, or we're not fulfilled in a situation, because we are really afraid of change, and we are afraid of making changes in our life. And that's honestly just human nature. It is always easier to stay the same than it is to change. Change is really scary. It's really hard. The unknown, that's where the unknown exists, and the unknown is the ego's worst nightmare. So I do feel like, I don't know what necessarily happened, but I feel like there were some things that kind of had to happen that like woke you up in a sense. Not that you were like, we get woken up so many times throughout our spiritual journey. And this might have just kind of been that next level where you kind of got to this point where you were like, this isn't it. Like, this isn't working. I'm not happy. I'm not being valued. I don't like this. And I feel like it kind of, you were like triggered into it in some way, like almost like, one thing after another, one just, I don't know, experience after another that just kind of, like I said, made you go, nope, no more. Now this Justice card is interesting because I almost feel like you maybe didn't realize that you weren't in places that you deserved for a really long time. Like maybe you weren't realizing that you deserved more, or maybe you were, but you were kind of pushing that down. Either way, I do like this energy because I feel like it, I've learned a lot that sometimes change happens when we finally just get fed up with what is. And sometimes it has to get so painful or so frustrating or just so hard that we eventually are like, okay, I'm no longer willing to settle, or I'm no longer willing to accept less. And it doesn't make it easy. It actually makes it really difficult, because if we're looking at it wrong, we're going to look at it from this perspective of good things can't happen to me, instead of the perspective of the universe is trying to lead me to better things, which I feel like is actually the case here. So I do feel like, there are probably a lot of things that you went through that just were just frustrating and overwhelming and emotional, but I feel like it was happening to kind of like shake you up a little bit so that you started to elicit some change in your life. And I think that it'll be good in the end. I don't want to make it sound like it's a good thing. I don't want to say like, oh, you should just be excited about this, or you should be happy or grateful that this is happening, because that's not what I'm saying at all. But, gaining kind of a different perspective on the experience can certainly help as we are moving through it. And that is ultimately my goal here. So you are headed toward a new beginning, but I do feel like it is requiring you to adopt new truths for yourself. And I think that those new truths are going to require you to have a tremendous amount of faith and the universe's support support, and the universe supporting you toward what it is that you do deserve and desire. So what does Sagittarius need to know about their current energy here? I look back at a lot of things that I went through, like in relationships or jobs or like dealing with bosses, where it's like you put up with a lot, you put up a lot, you justify it or you look past it, and then eventually it's just something small happens and you just like break and you're just like, oh my God, I can't do this anymore. And you realize that it's because it's been building up for a long time. Like that's kind of what this feels like. Current energy for Sagittarius here. The Nine of Swords. A lot of stress, and I said that because we saw the you and your loved ones were safe card. There is a lot of anxiety in your current energy, especially if like you decided to make some sort of a change, or you decided to, walk away from something or step out of your comfort zone. And we just saw the Moon card too. That's going to create space for your fear to appear. Feeling really overwhelmed. I feel like your energy is feeling really overwhelmed right now. And I completely understand that. And I think that you're kind of in that depth of the unknown associated with positive change. Because it's hard to, one of the reasons that we fear making changes that might be necessary but that are difficult is because of the short-term discomfort that comes with it, the unknown, the anxiety, the stress that comes with making a change, which is why staying the same is always easier, because it is more predictable. We have control there. Like I said, that's what our ego prefers. And so I feel like you're kind of just in the depth of a journey right now. And I don't want to like downplay it or say, oh, you're just in the middle of a journey, because again, I don't want to take away from your experience or tell you how you should feel, but perspective really is everything. And I feel like you're in a transition phase in your life where like one period is kind of ending, a new one is beginning, and this new period or this new phase or this new version of you that you're stepping into is full of possibility. I feel like we see that with the hold your vision here, but it is, you also with that hold your vision have step out of your comfort zone. So, all the things that we desire are on the other side of our fear, and our fear lives outside of our comfort zone. And so if you are there right now, if you are in the process of kind of like dealing with this unknown, dealing with the stress and the anxiety and the overwhelm, it doesn't mean you're on the wrong path. It doesn't mean things aren't working out. It means that you are a human having a human experience on a very, very intense journey. And that's completely normal and understandable, but the only way, and like sometimes I feel like it's hard because I wish I could tell you like, exactly what you wanted to hear so that you could find relief. But I've learned that like relief actually comes from trusting the process more than anything. And, I feel like what you're needing to know is like the only way through it is through it, and you will get to the other side of this. I do absolutely believe that. But with the Hangman, I feel like you're needing to let go a little bit. Let go of your control or your need for control, which is not easy. Letting go is a process. It happens in the little moments. But just know that you are absolutely heading toward a new beginning. You are. You have all the reason in the world to stress. I'm not saying you don't. But hopefully, having a little bit of a different perspective of like, okay, this is just part of the journey. I'm facing because I said it too. I was like, I feel like you're in the process of like kind of facing those limiting beliefs in real time. And if you think about it this way, if our limiting beliefs keep us in our comfort zone, right? Meaning the reasons that we believe that we're not good enough, we can't get there, the universe isn't supporting us. If those beliefs keep us in our comfort zone and we step out of our comfort zone, we are going to be required to live through those beliefs, those limiting beliefs, which means we are going to face a reality that shows you you're not good enough, you can't get there, you are not enough. And you are being asked in this moment to say, okay, despite how things look, despite what my reality is reflecting back at me, I am going to recognize that is just my limiting beliefs talking. That's just my fear. That's just my anxiety. I'm going to feel and process everything that this experience is asking me to feel and process, but I'm going to move forward with faith anyway. I'm going to keep showing up for myself, for the life that I deserve, for the things that I desire, and I'm going to know that I'm going to create them as long as I don't stop trying, because that is absolutely the truth. I think it was Mel Robbins that said, the only way that failure is certain is if you give up. And I think that that's where you need to know that like things are uncomfortable and they're scary right now because it's new. You're in a new, you're trying to break out of old cycles. You're trying to create new experiences. And our ego literally prefers familiar hells over unfamiliar heavens because it wants to know exactly how things are going to feel, exactly what things are going to look like, and exactly what to expect. And when you are stepping out of your comfort zone, the absence of all of that exists. You don't know what to expect. You don't know how things are going to feel. You don't know how things are going to turn out. And it feels really hard in the moment, but that doesn't mean that it's going to be bad. It means that fear of not knowing what to expect is really present. So definitely trust the process because I do feel like you are headed in the right direction. What does Sagittarius need to know moving forward? Step out of your comfort zone. Withhold your vision. Like when the cards turn all the way around or hit the table. And it feels intentional. Oh, that was a lot. Okay. Oh, I like that. Okay. The Star. Oh, the Six of Wands. It's all about success. The Three of Wands outside of your comfort zone. The Five of Pentacles and the Two of Cups. Sagittarius, I feel like it's kind of being like this energy of just kind of being over the loss, over the heartbreak, over the challenges, over the obstacles. And I know that when you go through a lot of things over and over again, when you go through something challenging or painful so many times, like, again, the journey stops, it almost stops feeling like it's worth it, right? Because you're like, well, every time that I get somewhere, it feels like I end up 10 steps backwards. What you need to know is that the reason things are going to be different this time is because you are showing up different. That's the key here. If we keep showing up in the same way and we keep accepting the same level of treatment into our life and not setting boundaries and not, taking risks and not following divine guidance and not, doing the hard stuff, nothing's going to change. That's absolutely just nothing. Nothing ever changes and nothing ever changes. But the reason that you can trust that things are going to work out is because you have changed. Your approach has changed. Your beliefs have changed, or you're in the process of changing them. You're in the process of trying to do things better, to do things different. That is going to lead to different outcomes. That is going to lead to way more potential than what the limiting beliefs that that have held you back in the past have led you to. So that's why you need to hold your vision, is because, and to trust that it's actually, that things are coming to fruition for you, is because you're different. Your approach is different, and as above, so below, as within, so without. As you change, as you evolve, as you grow, you're going to show up different. Your outcomes are going to be different. Your results are going to be different. Your relationships are going to be different, which is why it's like the death of a past life. It's like that the things that have happened in the past are not the things that you're moving toward, because those things pushed you to be who you are now, to learn in the ways that you have, to heal in the ways that you have. And now who you are, how you've grown, how you've evolved is now ready for kind of like the next level of your life, the next phase. So again, that's why things are scary. It's new, but it's not bad. It's actually very good. And I feel like this is actually incredibly promising energy. And just know that every loss that has occurred is always replaced with something new, is always replaced with something good. And it's not to say that, you just shouldn't care about what you've lost, but just understand that the love, the safety, the belonging, the abundance attached to things that have been lost in the past, that's not, you can still have those things. Those things still exist ahead of you, and I feel like you're being guided to them more than you even know. So this is a very optimistic reading. I feel like there's someone out there that really, really needs this right now, that might be struggling with their faith, or struggling with their belief in themselves, or whatever the case might be. And I feel like this is like a reassurance reading, and almost like spirit trying to get you to understand why things are the way that they are, to add a little bit of level of kind of like ease to the process. Because I think that that's one thing that I've really learned, is that the challenges, the obstacles, the struggles in life, they don't go away. You don't wake up one day and all of a sudden your life is perfect and you're perfect and there's no pain. But when you start to understand that everything is happening for some sort of good reason, you start to embrace the journey and to be more willing to learn, grow, heal, or evolve from the things that you're going through, because you can trust that they're moving you to something better. And I feel like that's absolutely what's happening here. So I'm going to hop on over to the extended, where we're going to talk about what you can do right now in order to move forward in alignment with your higher self. This is what you need to know. Extended is what you need to do. Any information for that is in the description box below. Thank you so much, Sagittarius, as always, for your support of my channel. I do obviously hope that this reading helped and resonated with you in a way that you were needing today. And as always, I wish you nothing but love and healing and all of the wonderful things that you deserve and desire on your journey moving forward. All right, bye, Sagittarius.